G'day everyone, it's Ben. Hope you're well. Going back a little bit to my roots today, there's a lot of cool stuff going on in education at the moment. EduTech is coming up. We're going to be there. It's going to be amazing. It's virtual this year, so wherever you are on the planet, you can just log in, talk to us, talk to anyone. There's a whole bunch of great people speaking, attending. I'm really pumped for it. It's going to be cool. It's World Teachers Day today here in Oz, which is cool. I think that's an awesome thing. Which got me, I felt like teaching something. I've been lusting and dribbling over the latest update to the Adobe Suite that was announced a couple of weeks ago. I had a little bit of a play with it today, and it's got me going. I want to show you a basic place to go where you can just start to edit your images and get a feel for the capabilities of Photoshop. I'm also going to take you to a place where it really shows you the potential of the program. So I'm going to get real small. Here I am in Photoshop. I've updated and I've got a couple of photos open. One is taken from a height over a beach. The other one is an Unsplash image taken by a photographer called Mark Farias. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Mark. Is what I was talking about with Photoshop. So I'll bring in my annotator. It's a pretty intimidating place to start off with. It's awesome, but it's intimidating. You've got all your tools down here, which you can tap on and select. Every different tool changes the parameters up here. And then over on this side, this is where all your panels live. So depending on where you go in here, you can adjust wildly different parts of the interface. Let me grab a picture. I'm going to grab this photo here. And where I'm going to go is I'm going to go into the filter menu and I'm going to go down to the camera raw filter. Now I'm going to talk in very, very broad terms here, but for all intents and purposes, if you've heard of a program called Lightroom, this is kind of like the Lightroom filter. So here are a whole bunch of nice little menus you can go through to adjust your image, and it's all based on sliders that you can just tap on and drag. All of this here essentially comes out of all of these areas, but it's all on display and it's all presented in a way that's very easy for newcomers to understand. Now, if I grab the exposure slider and I drag it a little bit higher or a little bit to the right, you can see my image getting brighter. If I drag it to the left, you can see it getting darker. So straight away, with a little bit of discussion, we can really figure out what exposure is doing. It's adding a uniform amount of light or taking a uniform amount of light away from the scene. If you just have a look up here while I manipulate that, you will see the actual digital data in the file move around as I adjust that exposure slider here. So have a look up here, and then as I slide it around, you'll see how that moves. Camera Raw is a fantastic filter. There's a couple of things to point out too. We want to point out that down here, you've got your before and after tools. So as a student progresses, they can tap on that and they can toggle and see how things are improving. If everything goes bad, do not despair. We've always got a cancel button. And then if we like how things are turning out, there's an OK button there, which is super, super helpful. I'm going to swap over to this awesome image by Mark of this handsome person. And this is where, once you start to play with Photoshop, invariably the conversation starts to get around, things like image manipulation, body image, all that kind of stuff. This conversations depends how it goes depending on your cohort of students. Overwhelmingly, I've found that if you choose an image and you discuss why you've chosen it, such as this is a generic image from Unsplash, that said, it's still a person. We want to be respectful to that person. I've found students from all walks of life have been very respectful. Now, the tool I think that shows off Photoshop, gets people excited about the potential of Photoshop, and also addresses some of those conversations. It's new, it's under the filter menu, and it is called the neural filters. I'm going to clear all my annotations here on the panel. I want to press and hold on the background layer. Oop, cancel that. I want to just press and hold, do a right click, and I'm going to convert my layer to a smart object. That's another conversation for another day, but essentially what I've done is I've gone from editing the actual pixels to editing in a non-destructive way. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to close my keyboard so you can see where I'm going. Filter menu, neural filters. So let me just make a note of that for you. So we want to go in the filter, we want to go in the neural filters. And this is new, this is only just begun. Clear that, turn my annotators off, tap on neural filters. We're going to go into this dialog box here. The option you want, I believe, there's lots to play around with in here, but this little, scientific beaker, that's the one you want to tap on. Let's do that. And here you've got a whole bunch of new features. The one I'm just going to use, the top one, I'm just going to use Smart Portrait. And let me just grab my hand and erase that there. But you want to turn on that little slider. So I will do that now, turn that on. Photoshop's found the face. And let's have a look at what we've got to play with here. So clear my annotations. We've got an expression slider here. And what we've learned from Camera Raw is that we can dial something to the right to increase it. So to the right will increase. Actually, let me do this better. That would be a plus, and over on this side will be a minus. So if I hide my annotations, turn on the happiness slider, drag it to the right, a couple of things are going to happen. This image is being processed out in Adobe's cloud using Adobe Sensei. They call that's like their machine learning. It'll take a minute, but as we wait, you'll get to see what Photoshop's capable of. All right, so it did take a minute. It's a nice high-res image in there. But what happened here is we've gone from a nice neutral expression with a closed mouth to a mouth that's smiling and it's actually generated teeth. I mean, I just think it is incredible. And this sort of work to an image used to take days. Yeah, that's just so cool. Let me just tap on my annotator again. Let's clear that. You've got a nice before and after button down here to check things out if you want to do a little look through. So look at that, we've got the before and the after, but there's a bunch of cool things you can do in here. I love, actually, let's turn on, we've made him a little bit happier. Let's go on facial age. Let's make this character, let's add about 21 years. And again, we'll have to pause while we wait for the photo to go out to Sensei and come back. There we go, we've aged our subject a bit there. And if we wanted to, we could probably move the head to the left. Look at that. Or we could move the head to the right. Woo-hoo! That's so cool. I love it. And I think doing this with students, it's engaging, it's easy. It doesn't bog them down with the settings and the how and the why and yet. That sort of stuff can come in future lessons. I'm going to hit OK. To finish off, treat Photoshop like the programs you know. If you go up to File, you go down to Save As. That's a good place to start. Save it on your computer. If you want to edit this document again, most definitely, yes. You want to save it as a Photoshop document. If you want to edit it, if you just want to get it out there on social media, take it home to mum and dad, all that kind of stuff, save it out as a JPEG. All right, everyone, thank you for indulging me. Hope to see you at Edutech. Hope you have a lovely Teachers' Day. And yeah, talk to you soon.